break down the Marcus Morris ejection in a second, but first, the Dancing King, LeBron James, breaking out the moves after closing out the series. Hey, Brandon, nice to see a very happy LeBron James here.
It's like a marriage, right? When your marriage is working, man, everything else feels great. This LeBron James just dancing, saying, listen, I waited for AD. This was the guy I wanted, patiently waited, and it's working out. Our chemistry is better than ever. That's all that is.
I like it. All right, on to a little JR, being a little JR, catching, shooting the three from, well, from non-3 territory. It's known as out of bounds. All right, Wilds, break down the thought process here. Please tell me what he was thinking.
Okay. Here's the thing. I know everyone wants to be like JR being JR, like the graphic said. This is not JR's fault. This is a totally unique environment, and if there were fans there, he uses that as a barometer to figure out where he should be. So this is a bubble error that should not appear on his resume.
That is the correct take. That is the exact right.
No one else made this mistake.
There's no chance he does it.
No one else made this mistake.
No one else made this mistake.
That's a fair point.
We're just picking on JR.
I'm with Brandon on this. I'm with Brandon on this. Next up, little glove loss. Darvish debuting a new pitch where he drops the glove as a distraction, perhaps. Wilds, it's already hard enough to hit Darvish's stuff, but then you do something like this. The old splitter glover, four-seamer weird thing. Yeah.
It's a great play. Great play. I'm going to start working on this with my kids at home. My son's a left-handed kid. Left-handed kid. I call my son a left-handed kid. He's left-handed. I'm going to be like, hey, while we're practicing pitching, practice throwing your glove at the batter. Practice throwing your hat. Maybe you could have an arm guard.
Grow
release
your hair
it, throw
out.
that.
Yeah.
As many distractions as possible. Throw the rosin bag. Pick up the rosin bag. Throw it at the hitter.
Terrible idea.
Great strategy.
And I think this might be a balk. I think that might be a balk, Jenna. I gotta look at it.
Called as such. On to Super South, Tom Brady. Tom Brady now less than 2 weeks away from making his debut as the Bucs starting quarterback. And it still feels weird to say it. Bucs starting quarterback Tom Brady. Won't be weird to watch, though, as it'll be vintage Brady from everything we're hearing from coaches and teammates. And nothing like a true test right out of the gate for Brady. A matchup with Drew Brees and the Saints. Here is Tom Brady on that Week 1 challenge.
Yeah, we're going to be tested by a great football team and a team that's, been a great in this division for a long time. Coach Payton, Drew, been together. They always have a very good offense, great continuity in their organization, a defense. They're good in the, they rush the pass. They're good in the secondary, great at linebacker. They got everything. So there's not going to be any margin of error, which is why they're tough to beat, why they're always in the playoffs, always competing for Super Bowls. And I got a lot of respect for them, their program, how they run it. And, it's going to be a tough game, but we'll be excited to take the field when we do in a couple weeks.
Tom Brady with that perfect soundbite right there. All right, Brandon, I'll ask you, who's got the advantage in the NFC South? Is it Tom Brady and the Bucs? Is it Drew Brees and the Saints? They match up Week 1. Who do you got?
Saints will win a division, but Tom Brady and the Bucs will have the success in the postseason. And this is less about Tom Brady and more about Coach Payton. Now, I got crushed in the offseason, this whole offseason by the New Orleans Saints fans when I told them that Coach Payton doesn't do a great job of preparing for the playoffs. Since that Super Bowl run, he's 4-6. He is one of the best outside of Bill Belichick in preparing himself, his staff, and his players. But for some reason, the glaring problems that they have in the regular season doesn't get fixed rolling into the postseason. Some of these games, you go back to the Rams and the Dome, it shouldn't even be that close. When you have Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and a defense that went from the bottom half to the top 5, like, how do you not win a Super Bowl? It's Super Bowl or bust for these guys, and that's their expectation. Now, I love Coach Payton. We have this thing going on. It's a little back and forth, but this is sports. This is football. We hold each other accountable, and I got to hold him accountable. He can't be off the hook for these poor performances in the postseason towards the end of the season. Everyone knows they're just collecting data. They're taking their notes. Coach Payton, if you want to win in the postseason, you have to fix those glaring problems, those 1 or 2 problems that you have that everybody's watching and paying attention to going into the postseason.
All right, so
Kevin?
Week 1 I've never been more confused about a game. I feel like the Bucs are a movie that you know is coming out, but you haven't seen any trailers for it. You're like, is this thing good? Are we sure it's going to be good? I haven't seen any preseason. I've never even seen Tom Brady in the real jersey. You've just seen him in the creamsicle jersey. I wouldn't be shocked, Nick, if they lose by a good amount. If Brady treats this just like, I don't know, not necessarily a preseason game, but we've never seen this unit together. And I'll throw it to the bubble. We saw when it's like, we got to get kind of used to it. The idea that Tom Brady's got to go and play an established unit puts some real fear in my Brady heart, Nick.
Yeah, listen, if the Bucs are going to have any shot of winning the division, I think they have to win week 1, and I don't think they will win week 1. I agree with Brandon's analysis as far as the Bucs being the favorite in the division. The Bucs have the better coach. They have the better quarterback. They have the better top receiver, the better top running back, the better offensive line. And even though the Bucs defense, did I say the Bucs? The Saints have all these things.
No,
I don't know if I said that wrong. Yeah. The Saints have all these things.
Yeah.
And even though the Bucs defense was good at the end of the year, I think the Saints have the better overall defense. I think the 2 points, though, Brandon made are really interesting, and I want to kick it back to you, Brandon. One is about the Saints faltering at the end of the year. You're putting that on Sean Payton. I think the last couple years, Drew Brees has, by the last few games of the season, his play has gone from MVP level to a grade below that. I think that's hurt them. But the other point you made is you said the Bucs will have more success in the postseason. That means they're going to have to win nothing but road playoff games. If they're a wild card team, they're not going to have any home playoff games. That means going to either Green Bay or Dallas or whomever Seattle or New Orleans, depending on how the bracket falls, and winning multiple road playoff games for a team that's won 17 games total the last 3 years, and you have almost no one who's been on the Bucs. Well, no one who's been drafted by the Bucs who's played in a playoff game. I think that is a really, really tough ask, Brandon.
It's not a tough ask. You gotta remember that there's not going to be any fans in the stands. So where is the home field advantage? And then also we got to remember that this is Tom Brady. When Tom Brady walks in this building, everyone's attention to detail rises. Everyone's energy rises. Everyone smells the greatness. They see the rings. So this team, like you said earlier, it's about continuity and chemistry. So about November, December is when they're going to hit that stride.
And I think Wild's point is a good one. No preseason for Tom Brady, so he hits that ground running. Week 1, game 1, September 13th. Another game, another run-in between Luka and Marcus Morris. We break it down next. First things first.
It's not a run-in. It's more of a drive-by.
Oh.
Luka drives by.